Mhm. Let me see. All right, here we go. Greetings, greetings, greetings. It's me, the one and only Secretary here. Um, oh, all right, full transparency. As much as I go live on Facebook and Instagram, this YouTube is new for me. So, welcome to Sunday night with Chef Katura, the Chef's Kiss. And the kiss is for keeping it super simple. So, one of the things that I like to do is kind of share a little bit about me. I'm going to jump this camera just a bit. And we're going to, let me see, I'm not sure. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Katura, Chef Katura. And this is what I do, this is what I am, this is what I be. So, history for me is most of my career. I've been an executive assistant, I say, in my life. However, and during that time, I, um, you know, let me see, this is just, we're trial and error here. So I'm hoping that you all can still hear me. I had to mute the live stream here. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. Um, and if you can, if you could do me a favor, kind of put a message in the chat to let me know that you can still hear me. Um, I didn't want you all to hear the echo from when I was speaking. So let's just take a beat. Let's just take a beat and come over here to see if we can't view the chat so that I can see if you guys are able to hear me. So with that being said, a little bit about me. I pretty much born and raised up until my beginning of high school year, and then we started moving around with the family and everything. Um, Fast forward, we're in the metro Atlanta area. I become an executive assistant. Fast forward a little bit more, and I'm, mom for the second time. And my youngest is playing baseball, travel ball. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do something to be able to assist him in, having his baseball career. So I started catering part time to earn some additional income, and it just took off. It was one of those things where my love for cooking comes from my grandma's hand, so it was natural for me. Um, so fast forward to April of 2020, um, COVID hit, right? Think about it. 2019, December 2019, everybody's thinking the year of clarity, 2020 is coming, we got perfect vision, all that good stuff, right? And COVID hits and my employment was affected. So I decided that I am going to take what I've already built and already established as a caterer and become a full-time entrepreneur and chef. And I ended up, I think about it when they say when life throws you a lemon, typically we say we make a lemonade, right? But I have to remind life, no, I'm going to make that lemon meringue pie, so to speak. Took my culinary skills and created All About the Minis, which is my business. Now, with that being said, let's do this. Tonight, we're going to make one of my favorite comfort foods. I'm thinking about we're transitioning. We're now into the fall season, and you want that comfort food. The weather is changing outside, and you're like, hey, let me do something fun. Let me have something comfort. Well, here in Georgia, it's still 70 something degrees, so we didn't want to make a soup. But I'm like, let me still do something fun. So, what I'm creating for you this evening is going to fall into that under 30 minutes category, keeping it super simple. We're going to make the traditional meatloaf with a twist. We're going to have some mashed potatoes. We're going to have some green beans. Right? This is a wholesome, good meal, and it's going to be prepared, in less than 30 minutes. So let's get to it. Let me make sure my mics are on. Yes, yes, yes. I really, really am hoping that we over here in YouTube land, we can hear. So what I've got for you, we are going to start with the meatloaf. And what I want to do, I'm going to move my potatoes over to the side here. Actually, let's get those done. So when I'm making my mashed potatoes, I use the petite red potatoes. I wash them off and I keep the skin on because I like the skin on my potatoes. Normally I don't hit myself like that, but it is what it is. So we're just going to cut these in half. And the reason why I use the petite potatoes is because they cook so much quicker. Now over on the stove, I have two pots going. I have one seasoned pot for the potatoes and I have one seasoned pot for the green beans. The green beans, we are going to parboil them a little bit before we saute them in the skillet. So we want to get them a little bit softened, and then we'll cook them up in the skillet. So that's why I've got the water already going for those. So it'll be nice and hot when we get ready to add our ingredients. So we're just going to go ahead and cut these potatoes. That one's a little bit on the bruised side, so we won't use that. And you just cut them in half. You don't need to do a whole lot of extra. And I just seasoned the water with sea salt. Add these to the water. I'm going to turn the heat up on that. These 3 tomatoes I'm reserving for something a little bit later, you'll see. So now, our meatloaf. I am using ground turkey, and I've seasoned it just a little bit already. I've done some Worcestershire sauce, as well as some pepper, and the Bougie Love My Everything seasoning. So we'll move that to the side. I am going to dice up some onions and bell peppers. And what I do is I take the onion and I slice it down this way, and then I come across. So then when I get ready to make small dices, they're all uniform. And use your discretion. If you like a lot of onions, then you cut a bunch of onions. If you don't like a bunch of onions, you use very little onions. But it is essential to making some really amazing meatloaf to add the onions to it. Set that to the side. And I've got my bell pepper that I've hollowed out. And we're going to just dice them as well. And then we're going to add them to the skillet. So before I finish that, I'm going to add some grapeseed oil to my skillet and go ahead and start allowing that to heat up so that we can saute these vegetables. And you're going to add maybe about a tablespoon and a half of that grapeseed oil, and you can use avocado oil. It depends on what you like or don't like. It doesn't matter. I just happen to have the grapeseed oil ready and available. Just a little bit more. We got a lot of onions. I'm gonna get this puppy going. Add the heat to it. Now we'll come back, dice up these green onions. And you want the green onions, green bell peppers, to be pretty much the same uniform size as your onions so that they don't overpower the meatloaf. I'm just going to go ahead and get these diced up really, really quickly. We're going to saute these, allow the onions to become translucent and the bell peppers to soften just a little bit before adding them to the meatloaf. We're going to wait for it, prepare them in a muffin pan. That's going to cut down your cooking time. I said less than 30 minutes, and that is the goal. Tonight might be a little bit longer, as I wanted to share a little bit about me. prior to getting started, but I will not go over too much. The goal is 30 minutes, give or take. Add that to the skillet. And when I'm adding them to the skillet, I also season them while they are in the skillet. Again, I'm going with the Love My Everything Bougie because it's extremely low in sodium, but it's packed with flavor. Allow that to cook just a little bit. Now, while that is cooking, we are going to go ahead and take the green beans and we're going to allow them to hang out in the hot bath for a little bit. Here again, the water has been seasoned just with some sea salt. And the reason why I do that is depending on how you like the texture of your green beans will dictate how you want to prepare them. I prefer mine with a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of firmness to it. So with that, keeping it within the 30-minute theme, you want to go ahead and allow those to parboil for about 7 to 8 minutes. Remove them from that water, and then you'll place those into a hot skillet along with either some avocado oil or some grapeseed oil, and you'll add your seasoning to that. Let that saute, let all those flavors marry together in the playground, and then you've got some absolutely amazing string beans that are still healthy. Yes, we are going to add some unsalted butter to that just to get a little bit of flavor to it. But that being said, we are now going to get started with our meat. Set this board to the side. We're going to turn that off. So as I indicated, we are going to prepare these in a muffin pan, and I use a silicone muffin pan because it's such easy cleanup, and your items are easily come out of the pan extremely easy. And I'm using gloves because it is the meat. But let me just keep it real. If it were me and I'm cooking for myself at home, we're going in old school. We're getting in there. But because of the timing and everything, I want to make sure that I keep my hands as clean as possible so that we can go through this process. Yes. So we've got our onions and our bell peppers that have been sauteed. We're going to add that to this ground turkey. We're going to mix it. And the oven is preheated to 350. When these cook, because they're so small, they're going to take maybe about 15 minutes to finish. We're going to give it a good stir. Make sure that the ingredients are all throughout. Now we get to give it more. Man, playground. And when you make your mini loaves, you don't have to do anything special. You don't have to make a uh, design or anything. Just make a nice thick ball, and you want it to come over the edge of the muffin pan. And I'll tell you why in a minute. It'll be super cute. This one recipe I kind of created for